Hello, and welcome to the Well-Read Monocle. Today we embark on the final leg of Severian's journey in our summary of the Citadel of the Autarch, the fourth volume in Gene Wolfe's The Book of the New Sun. In this concluding chapter, the torturer-turned-wanderer faces the horrors of war, confronts the mysteries of time, and ultimately ascends to a destiny far greater than he ever imagined. We will travel from the bloody battlefields of the north to the quiet, dusty halls of the Citadel, exploring every key moment of this dense and masterful work. Let us begin. Section 1. The Dead Soldier and the Lazaret. The narrative opens with Severian wandering alone through the war-torn northern landscape of the Commonwealth. He is weak, starving, and separated from his companions. In a silent forest, he stumbles upon a dead soldier. Driven by hunger, Severian consumes the soldier's rations before attempting to use the claw of the conciliator, the glowing gem he carries, to revive the man. The soldier, whose name is later revealed to be Miles, returns to life but is left in a fugue state, unable to speak or remember his past. Together, they journey until they reach a Lazaret, a field hospital run by the Pellerines, a religious order of women who nurse the wounded. Here, Severian succumbs to a fever. As he recovers, he finds himself in a tent with several other patients, including Miles, who slowly regains his senses. To pass the long hours of convalescence, the patients engage in a storytelling contest. This section of the book is crucial, not for the plot's forward momentum, but for the thematic depth it provides. We hear The Two Sealers from Holvard, a tale of jealousy and murder in the icy southern islands. Melito, a soldier, tells The Cock, the Angel, and the Eagle, a fable about pride. Foiler, a woman beloved by both men, tells The Armiger's Daughter, a romance involving a mysterious golden ring. Most striking, however, is the presence of an Ascian prisoner, a soldier from the northern enemy forces. The Ascians speak only in slogans and propaganda quotes from their leaders, the Group of 17. Yet, through the clever arrangement of these stock phrases, the prisoner manages to tell a story called The Just Man, revealing the oppressive and terrifying nature of life in Ascia. As Severian regains his strength, the war draws closer, and he is tasked with a strange and perilous mission by the Pellerine leader, the chatelaine Manea. Section 2. The Last House and Master Ash. Manea sends Severian to fetch an anchorite named Master Ash, who lives in a structure known as the Last House. The journey is disorienting. Severian discovers that the house appears and disappears, depending on the angle of approach and the time of day. When he finally ascends the cliff and enters the Last House, he meets Master Ash. It becomes clear that Ash exists outside of the normal flow of time. From the many windows of his high room, Severian does not see the landscape he just walked through, but rather a world of eternal ice. Ash represents a possible future where the sun has died completely, and humanity struggles in darkness, a sharp contrast to the green future promised by the arrival of the new sun. Ash reveals that the Ascians are driven by leaders who have despaired of the world, worshipping monstrous beings like Erebus and Abaya, who dwell in the oceans. After a cryptic conversation about the fate of the Commonwealth, Master Ash and his house vanish entirely, leaving Severian alone once more in the wilderness. Section 3. The Autarch and the Succession. Severian is soon swept up into the chaos of the front lines. He falls in with a unit of irregulars and encounters the Ascian army, a terrifying, rigid force where soldiers are often equipped with no weapons until the moment of battle, and some commit suicide upon receiving them. In the heat of a skirmish involving a mired steel coach, Severian is reunited with the Autarch, the ruler of the Commonwealth. The Autarch is badly injured. In a desperate bid to escape, they board an alien flyer. The vessel takes them high above the battlefield, allowing Severian to view the sheer scale of the conflict before they are shot down. They survive the crash, but the Autarch is dying. In his final moments, he reveals the secret of his power. He is not merely one man, but a legion. Through a forbidden and ancient technology and the use of a specific drug, The personality and memories of an Autarch are preserved at death by being consumed by his successor. The Autarch reveals that he too was once a torturer, like Severian. He explains that to save the Commonwealth, Severian must perform the act of abomination. He must eat the flesh of the dying Autarch and drink the contents of a vial he carries. Severian obeys. In doing so, he absorbs the hundreds of minds that lived within the old Autarch. He becomes the new Autarch, possessing the combined knowledge, state secrets, and memories of all his predecessors. Now carrying the weight of 1,000 lives, Severian, now the Autarch, is rescued from the wreckage, not by soldiers, but by beings from beyond the grave. Section 4. The White Fountain and the Return. Severian finds himself on a strange ship, tended to by Master Malrubius and his dog Triskele, figures from his childhood who are long dead. They are Idola, constructs sent by the Hierodules, the alien powers manipulating humanity's destiny. Malrubius explains the ultimate test that Severian must face. The old sun is dying. To renew it, a white fountain, a source of immense energy, must be brought into the universe. However, the arrival of this white fountain will cause a gravitational disruption that will flood Earth, destroying civilization to allow for a rebirth. Severian, as the new representative of humanity, must eventually travel to the stars to stand trial. If he is found worthy, the new sun will come, bringing both destruction and life. If he fails, or if he refuses the trial, the sun will simply fade, and humanity will perish in the ice. The future Master Ash predicted. Severian accepts this burden. He is then returned to the waters of Earth, drifting down the river Gyol toward the city of Nessus. Section 5. The Citadel. The final segment of the book details Severian's return to the place where his story began. The Citadel. He enters not as a torturer, but as the supreme ruler, though he is dressed in his old guild habit. He makes his way to the Matachin Tower and reveals himself to his former teacher, Master Palaemon. The reunion is poignant. Palaemon, now old and frail, fears that the guild will be abolished. Severian, however, decides that the guild must remain for now, as a necessary evil in a flawed world, until the new sun arrives to judge them all. He tours the oubliette, the underground prison, visiting the cell where Thekla was once held. Thekla, who now lives on within his own mind. He issues his first commands, beginning the work of ruling the Commonwealth, while preparing for the day he must leave Earth to face his trial among the stars. The Citadel of the Autarch concludes Severian's journey from an exiled apprentice to the absolute ruler of his world. It is a story that transforms a simple soldier's narrative into a complex meditation on memory, leadership, and the cyclical nature of time. Severian is no longer just a man. He is the vessel for his people's history and their only hope for a future. This brings us to the end of our summary. Thank you for joining me on the Well-Read Monocle. If you found this guide helpful, do consider subscribing for more literary explorations. Until next time.